let's move on now to the Kansas City Chiefs in our key players series. And we're going to break down, there's a lot of different routes that we could have gone, but we decided actually why Kadarius Toney is going to be kind of the key bellwether player for the Kansas City Chiefs and their overall success in the 2023 NFL season. But before we do that, if you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to get notified when new Chiefs content gets released. Ryan and I, we have a bunch more material coming out throughout the 2023 offseason, including training camp, preseason, as well as weekly prediction videos during the 2023 NFL season that includes all of the Chiefs games. So if you want to see that content, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when those Chiefs videos are released. And Ryan, we ended up on Kadarius Toney, also too, just because we know what Patrick Mahomes is going to do, and he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If he breaks his leg during the season, I hope it doesn't. But it's like, okay, that's clearly going to the Chiefs are going to fall down. Same thing with Travis Kelce. We know what he's going to bring. He is getting a little bit up there in age, which is why we also kind of want to focus on the receiving room. Yeah. And we focused on and we pinned down on Kadarius Toney. And I know you have strong opinions on why he can be the make or break player for the Chiefs. So I kind of want to throw it over to you to kind of start this video.
Yeah. So for me, I think you look at that offense and the way that it's set up, it reminds me a lot of like the early 2010s Patriots, right? You have a great tight end, an elite quarterback, and the weapons around them don't necessarily matter. But when you get a really solid weapon that can create outside of just being schemed open, that's when like those offenses go from really good to almost unstoppable. And we know Travis Kelce is probably going to catch 80 balls, 100 yards, and 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns, right? Like that's a pretty much a standard for his career now. But outside of him, they lost Juju Smith-Schuster. They lost Mecole Hardman. MVS came back, but he didn't play a really big role for them. Sky Moore had a shaky rookie season. And the only guy, in my opinion, that could really make this offense take that next step from really good to great is going to be Kadarius Toney. We saw what he was able to do in the Super Bowl. Extremely elusive. He fit really well and played really well in that scheme. He understands where he's supposed to be during certain plays, right? Like route timing. And that, for me, I just think is going to be really, really important when it comes to them being successful going forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I can already kind of tell the vibe that the Chiefs are going to have a kind of like unique receiver by committee type approach. But even then, though, and especially if you go that route, it's different with running backs. But if you go that route, you still need to have your number one guy. Yeah. And obviously, Travis Kelce is going to be the number one guy, but he can only do so much. And you're absolutely right. Juju Smith-Schuster's gone. That's 933 yards that's out the window. Yeah. And so through the 7 games that Toney played with the Chiefs last year, he only had 171 yards. So that is, I think he can be the guy that can maybe make up that difference. But I can also see him, though, not really – I can see him having a similar ratio as well, just because we have seen inconsistent performances with him. Now, that being said, he is in an Andy Reid offense, and you're absolutely right. It's like I think he's one of the best offensive minds in history. So I think he can utilize his talents to get him open, scheme him open. And then when you have Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback, I think he does add an additional X factor of athleticism and elusiveness that MVS doesn't really have. Rashee Rice, we haven't seen yet. I'd be very curious, but he doesn't seem like the type of player. He seems more similar to like a Juju Smith-Schuster MVS kind of hybrid, where you're just going to be consistent. Yeah. But Kadarius Toney could be the guy where, hey, we're going to set you up on these go-rounds, these cutbacks, and everything just to try and get him the ball, so to say. Yeah. But so I can see it going both ways. He's probably, of the ones that we've done, I can see him being the most volatile of all the players that we've done. Because I can see him maybe breaking 1,000 yards. I can also see him maybe like being kind of a bust this year and just not working out. But the ceiling is super high.
Yeah, no, but that's why I think you look at this wide receiver room, and there's really not anybody else that I believe could make as big of an impact as him. And I think that's why we ended up deciding to do him for this video. But I'm excited to see it. He had a really impressive Super Bowl. Just kind of the ways that they were able to move him around and incorporate him in the offense was really creative. And I think he could have a really big 2023. So,
yeah, I agree.
yeah. But I think that's going to wrap up this video here for the Kansas City Chiefs and Kadarius Toney. Go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you think of Kadarius Toney in 2023. You think he's going to have a breakout season? You think he's going to continue to be a mediocre wide receiver or maybe even considered a bust for being a first-round pick? Let us know down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.